lot of you, I know most of you in this room, and a lot of you went through that course or previous courses. So it's appropriate that we gather here tonight to recognize another gentleman who has completed his requirements to receive his WoodBadge beads. And so with that, with this axe, with its safety gear removed, I declare this court of honor open for the sole purpose of awarding WoodBadge regalia to Mr. Gary Yandell. And if he would come forward, escorted by Mr. Barry Cobbs and Mark Puente, please. And also Gary's family would like to come forward. If you would stand over there with you. There you go. Most of you know the story of the scouting and how Baden Powell founded scouting. That was in 1907 when he had an experimental camp out for boys called Brown Sea Island. Well, scouting kind of changed, it evolved, it caught on, much more popular than he ever dreamed it would be. And he realized that you can't have these groups if you don't train the adult leaders that supervise them. So he had another sort of an experimental training session. It later came to be called WoodBadge, but that was in 1911. Mark, do you handle those? Sorry, and Barry, if you'll handle that. What Mark is holding there are beads. Baden Powell was a war hero in the Boer War in South Africa, and during that war he came home with a whole string of beads that were made by or owned by a chieftain of the Zulu tribe. And he thought when these men completed their training, he should give them something. And he did not believe that they should have given a patch like the boys wore a patch. So he remembered that string of beads, and he thought, I'll give them a bead. So he got a thong, he tied one bead to every thong, and awarded that to the people as a recognition that they had completed their training. The second item that Mr. Cobbs is holding is called a woggle. That is a Turk's head knot. Some of you good knot tiers might recognize that. It's made out of leather. I'll give you a little bit of trivia. It's also the leather came from at the park. They had these sewing machines, and those were to run the treadle of the sewing machine. So somebody got the idea to tie those as recognition. Has no beginning and no end. Now, if you will place the beads through place the yes. We're going to do this the easy way. And I'd ask one of you to place that around Gary's neck. Oh yes, we have to prepare the neck before it can be adorned. Good. The nice neck, there you go. The next item that Mr. Puente is holding is the neckerchief. That is a lovely color recognized by all. Some call it taupe. We don't know exactly what that is. You'll see on the bottom there's a little patch of Scottish tartan. That tartan is the McLaren tartan. McLaren family, or actually Mr. Dubois McLaren. He told Baden Powell he needed a place a permanent place for scouting, a permanent place to train. He said, if you'll go find a piece of property that's appropriate, I will buy it and donate it to the scouting movement. So he did. He found an estate just outside of London, had an old house on it, built in the 1790s, and that park became known as Gilwell Park. So today we honor Mr. McLaren by wearing his tartan on our neckerchief. So if you would, roll that up, please. And team exercise here, for sure. You don't have much trouble getting dressed in the morning, do you?
Yeah.
And last but not least, without the support of his family, he could not have gone to WoodBadge. Believe me, it's a commitment. As many of you who have gone through know, it is time away. It's time well spent. But certainly, you see here his wife and 3 handsome boys. The reason that he went to WoodBadge in the first place, and I think it's appropriate for them to award him his certificate of completion. One gift for you myself. As a Scoutmaster, I like to do woodworking, but as a Scoutmaster, Gary, as you can see by this little thing here, was a fox. He was in the Fox Patrol. And so I give you this as something to put on your desk and remind you that you were in the Fox Patrol at SA 1611-1. Thank you very much. I know there's a lot of tradition in scouting. Scouting goes back so far, the traditions are fun. This tradition is that everybody who has gone through WoodBadge or staffed WoodBadge to come up and congratulate Gary on a job well done. So start with you and make a line.
I gotta get through all this other stuff.
One thing at a
So that was not everybody in the room, I believe. You were the last one to get beads. Well, with that, I declare this court of honor closed. Thank you very much.